I thought I would come and do a quick follow-up to the video from the weekend where we had a gorgeous ride out to the Cotswolds, which ended with me having to get a lift home and sitting in a Holiday Inn where the receptionist was actually so kind and lovely, getting me a nice cup of tea. But yeah, basically had to cut that ride short because my knee ended up hurting so much that I was basically lifting my left leg like some kind of injured paw, and just had to kind of quit before it got too bad. But yeah, I thought I would come on and just explain kind of what happened, what we think it might be, what the causes are, and have I had a bike fit? Yes, I have. And yeah, just basically kind of explain and I guess chat through a little bit about how I'm going to cope for the next few days. You know, it's only a knee injury, it's not the end of the world, but obviously cycling is such a huge part of life, and if you do get an injury, it can sometimes feel catastrophic, which, you know, on Sunday, I won't lie, I was pretty devastated. Did cry my eyes out. I think it was like snot bubble tears, proper popping out. So yeah, I just thought I'd kind of talk through like what I'm going to be doing over the next few days. Hopefully, you know, not too long until the knee is better. Just to kind of help if anyone else is in the same boat. Because yeah, I've had many an injury in my time, and I found kind of some coping mechanisms that work for me and thought I just might share in case it's of help for anyone else. But yeah, the knees are basically damaged goods or precious cargo and have been for a really long time now. So I started off as a marathon runner. I'm one of your classic runner turned riders. I'll do a bit more about my riding journey in a different video, but through running, I really did absolutely hammer my knees, as in grind those bad boys down to dust, and to the point where the backs of my knees consistently have like Baker's cysts and swell up and things like that. So over the years I've had to do quite a lot of strength and conditioning work and stay on top of that in order to kind of increase my mileage. This year was obviously the first year that I started training a little bit more, putting some kind of more structured sessions into my routine, albeit all just me like figuring stuff out as I go. And then, yeah, kind of slowly increasing distance over time to get myself ready for the dragon ride, which I managed to get to without having injury. So that is a success. So just made up that, you know, of all the times my knee or something could get injured, the dragon ride was already complete. So chuffed that I managed to do that. The last few weeks, maybe since dragon ride, I've basically chilled out on riding, had a bit of a break, just enjoy kind of walking, being with the dog, doing some stuff around the house, seeing family, and yeah, took a step back from training, and then work just went through the roof, crazy busy last week, and I really needed an outlet on Sunday, and I just went too hard, like put in too long a session, even though it was a zone 2 planned, chilled pace, couple of coffee stops. I think I just went from no kind of stretching and no conditioning over the last couple of weeks to a big ride, and my body was like, hey, we can't do this. So the knee kind of kicked off and kicked up a bit of a stink, and there we are, had to pull over, stopped where I could, and had to send eyes to go and get the car, which I think he said was like the fastest he's ever ridden for the last 10k, to go and get back in time and just not leave me waiting with the bike in a reception, which is very sweet. But yeah, so that kind of happened. Once I got in, I just iced the knee, elevated it, rest. The plan is to rest. It's still hurting to kind of walk a little bit and then also go up and down stairs. So I'm just not going to be stupid. Like, I'm just totally taking it easy, really listening to my body, which I think is something in the past old me maybe would have been quite impatient and struggled to do. So I guess my 3 things that I'm going to be doing over the next few weeks are just rest up as much as possible, listen to the body, do some stretching. I'm also going to look into swimming, which is something I haven't done in years, as in like laps or lengths of a pool. I feel like I'm craving some kind of heart going, easy on the body kind of activity. So I think I'm going to look to go for a swim tomorrow. So I'll let you know how that goes. I don't even know if I've got a swimming pool appropriate swimming costume. I feel like a lot of them are kind of Marbella Beach Club vibe, but hey ho, I'm gonna go. Maybe I'll just scare the locals, who knows. So yeah, I'm gonna look for kind of low impact activities to do, walk the dog when my knee feels like well enough to kind of cope with walking, or walking long distance, because obviously he's a big Samoyed, he needs like a long walk. And then I'm also going to stay super healthy. So I think over the years, like one thing that I've done or tended to do is get myself into a bit of a rut where like I'll crave junk food, I'll be feeling a bit sad that I'm injured, so I'll start scoffing things like crisps, chocolate, ice creams, booze. Well, the 1st of July, I wanted to kind of give up alcohol anyway, and just stop, like not for any reason other than I just wanted to feel a bit healthy, was going to focus on a good training plan for July. So I'm going to continue to do that, because I feel like if you have alcohol, or for me in particular, it can make me feel a bit anxious. So I'm going to stay alcohol free. Not saying that anyone else has to do that, but that works for me. And then I'm also going to just make sure I carry on eating really healthily and well. So keep eating, the balanced diet of fruit and vegetables, try not to go down the junky rabbit hole, pay a bit more attention to what I'm eating when I'm not necessarily exercising as much. So just have that healthy balance where I'm maybe not burning off the calories that I would be if I was riding my bike like 3 or 4 times a week. And then I guess another thing is just keeping my plans in. So I took out some stuff that was planned for the weekend. So obviously I was planning on doing the coast to coast ride solo. I say obviously, but I hadn't really talked about it especially not on YouTube, but I'd maybe mentioned it on Instagram. But I've been planning after Dragon Ride to do the coast to coast solo. Dragon Ride, it was amazing to have that event and have that to look forward to and that training. But what I've really been craving is doing something just you against you. You need to use your mental grit to kind of get through, like when you're tired, when you feel like giving up. Like I want to just be able to kind of challenge just myself. And that distance and elevation was like another step up from Dragon Ride. So for me, that was the plan. Hey, that can move. That was just a personal goal. So that's dropped out for now. And I was also planning on doing some crit races. So again, I'm not going to be able to do the one I planned on Wednesday, but I'm going to just look for future dates in the calendar, pop them in and aim for those. And then at the end of July, we've actually got a trip to Italy. So it is Isaac and I's anniversary, and we've planned a trip away. So it's both our general anniversary and our wedding anniversary at the same time. And now that we basically cycle everywhere together, I have planned for us to go to the Dolomites, which has been a huge bucket list item. Like been desperate to get there. I think it's absolutely stunning. We've got like an epic climbs book on our coffee table, and I constantly look at the Dolomites as like a dream place to go. I would love to do the Maratona one year, like maybe next year. That is an absolute bucket list item as well. But the plan for this was to just go there and give Stelvio a go, but in true me fashion, not just Stelvio, triple Stelvio. So I think we explained it to a mate the other day, and Isaac was like, yeah, Kate wants to go up the same mountain 3 times. And I was like, come on, it's 3 different ways up. It's not just like up, down, up, down, up, down. But anyway, yeah, so I've planned to do the triple Stelvio. So basically, I'm going to keep that in. I'm going to aim for that. And, if all else fails, I'll have the most amazing trip to the Dolomites. It might be painful to sit there and not go up Stelvio in anything other than a car, but that is the goal that I'm aiming towards, is doing that and getting up Stelvio, even if it's just one way. So yeah, keeping plans in and staying positive. And then around that, just loads of stretching when it feels right, yoga, moving my body really gently. And yeah, just keeping a really positive mental attitude about it and not letting my head go down and not thinking too much about fitness, stats, numbers, just basically trying to enjoy the rest process. Today I had this lovely arrival, my little race card. So I feel like that is really willing me on to get the knee better. I'm hoping this is just kind of a warning injury, and that, yeah, with a bit of rest and recuperation, good behaviour on my part, not impatient behaviour, things will be all right. And to anyone else who is injured at the moment, or maybe unable to ride, stay strong, keep doing anything you can to kind of help your body. The FOMO is hard. It definitely is hard, especially when the weather's nice and you want to be on your bike. But yeah, we've totally got this. I think look after yourself, keep your head straight as you can do. And yeah, here's hoping we'll be back on our bikes ASAP. It is so tough, I think, to be injured. But yeah, sometimes you just need to listen to your body and stop and look after yourself. And yeah, with any luck, we'll be out on the road soon.